All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the elect, that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, that are doing what the scriptures, say to do, all right, which is going out and preaching this word, in all sincerity and in truth, all right. Basically this is going to be a lesson dealing with, the Most High. Really, he decides who lives and who dies. All right, he has control over your life. All right, nothing goes on without the Most High sanctioning it, all right, or giving the order for it to happen. All right, he gives all the commands. All right, it says in the book of Sirach, all right, the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, he governs the earth in the palm of his hand. All right, it said all things obey his will. So he controls everything. All right, from the simplest things. All right, he controls it. All right, you might be driving one day, you see a car crash. All right, the Most High set that for it to happen. All right, you might see you might see people fighting, all right? The Most High, he put spirits on people, all right? Because the Most High, you have the right hand side, all right, the angels, and you have the left handed side, all right, which is the demons, and they all follow the will of the Most High. Just like dealing with Job. All right, you had the Most High, he gave Satan permission to fuck with Job. All right. And you had another account in the scriptures, all right, when the left-handed side angels, basically they went as a, let me get that real quick because I don't want to misquote it. 1 Kings 22 and 21. I start at 20. No, actually, I start at 19. And he said, "Hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left," talking about the angels. All right, the angels and the demons. All right, or evil angels. All right, and it says, "And Yahweh said, Who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, another said on this manner." All right. So basically, he was like, "Who gonna do this for me?" You had angels, all right, saying, "No, I'll do this, I'll do that, all right, I'll do it for you." They was excited, all right. They was excited to do the commandment of the Lord. They was excited to carry out this mission. It said, "And there came forth the spirit that stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. And Yahweh said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets." All right, so this is how things happen in the earth. All right, the Most High will send the angels down to do his work. All right, he gives the commandments. All right, he says what's going to happen, and the angels going to carry it out. Like I said, if you see a fight happening, all right, you see somebody that might step on somebody's shoe, all right, the Most High is going to put a spirit on that man, all right, to get angry. I know these niggas did not just step on my Jordans. I just bought these motherfuckers, man. These just came out, and he gonna be like, hell no, I gotta slap this nigga. That is an evil spirit, all right, that was put upon him. Basically, the Most High, he like I said, he controls everything. He controls people's emotions, or he controls people's actions. All right, scriptures say man's goings are the way of the Lord. All right, but getting back to the lesson, man, the Most High decides who lives and who dies. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. "See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. All right, talking about the Most High Yahweh. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. So he letting you know it ain't nobody that's with him doing none of this. All right, he's telling you that he kills and he makes alive. All right, and he is the only God. All right, and the only power that has the power to do this. You know. So he said he kills and he make alive. He wounds and he heals. All right. So when you hear about somebody dying, all right, such and such, you cut on the news, such and such got shot in the head, or a baby got thrown out the window. You know, the Most High ordered that for it to happen. All right, Amos 3:6, shall there be evil in the city and Yahweh had not done it? All right. Everything is sanctioned by the Most High. All right. Psalm 68:20. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto the Most High, the Lord, or unto Yahweh, the Lord, belongeth the issues from death. All right. So like I said, he gives the commandment. All right, he commands, like if he wants a certain individual to die, all right, it will happen. All right, because he said it. You know, he does that. All right. Ain't nobody just gonna up and die on the earth, all right, and the Most High didn't want them to die. All right. If they die, anything that happens to anybody down here, the Most High ordered for it to happen. All right. And then, now this is one account. All right. This is 2 Samuel 12:13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against Yahweh. And Nathan said unto David, Yahweh also hath put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. This dealing with King David when he committed adultery, all right, with Bathsheba. All right. And basically he had got her pregnant. All right. But then Nathan, the prophet Nathan, confronted him. You know. And this is going into that. 2 Samuel 12:14. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of Yahweh to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. All right, so the Most High revealed to the prophet Nathan that, look, this child that you finna have of Bathsheba, this baby finna die. All right, you ain't finna be able to see this child grow up. You ain't finna be able to spend time with this child. None of that. This baby gotta go. This is what the Lord told the prophet Nathan to tell King David. And let's see what happened. And Nathan departed unto his house, and Yahweh struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. All right, so the child got sick. All right, it says, and David therefore besought the Most High for the child, and David fasted and went and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth, but he would not, neither did he eat bread with them. All right, so he was messed up in his spirit, all right, because his child was sick. All right, so he knew that the prophet Nathan said that this child is going to die, but he's trying to pray and fast, you know, for the Most High to change his mind. And it says, and it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died. All right, so the baby died just like the Most High said that it would die. You know? It said, in the service of David feared to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? So like, man, he didn't even want to talk to us, man, when we was trying to. It's like, I don't want to read this quote. Let me read it again. It said, and it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died, and the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. It said, for they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him. Yeah, so while the child was alive and sick, you know, they were trying to talk to King David, man. He wasn't even paying attention. He was worrying about praying to the Most High, you know, like I said, to get him to change his mind so this thing would not happen to the child. So like, man, what makes you think what's going to happen? Man, what you think is going to happen when we go to him and tell him that the child is dead? What you think his reaction going to be? Because he wasn't even fucking with us when we were telling him, trying to talk to him when the kid was still here. All right. Said, but when David saw that his servants whispered, David perceived that the child was dead. Therefore David said unto his servants, is the child dead? And they said, he is dead. All right, so like I said, just like It's like I said, the Most High, he orders, all right, he controls who lives and who dies. And many people will be like, this was just a baby. The baby didn't deserve this. Scriptures say in Job 4, chapter 4 and 8, or 4 and 7, whoever perished being innocent. All right. So this is not the only time that we have lived here on the earth. All right, reincarnation is biblical, it's in the Bible. But you've been here before, all right, and when we come back, depending on what you've done in your past life, all right, you pay for those sins. All right, so nobody's really innocent. So this is another account. Acts 14 and 19, and there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city, and the next day he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. All right, so you back to the 19th verse. It says they stoned Paul, supposing that he had been dead. All right, Paul did die. You know what's the proof? All right, because in the book of 2 Corinthians, all right, the 12th chapter, he spoke about going to the spiritual realm. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 12 and 1. It is not expedient for me, doubtless to glory, I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I knew a man in Yahushua about 14 years ago, whether out of the body I cannot tell. Oh, it says whether in the body I cannot tell, or whether out of the body I cannot tell. The Most High knoweth. All right. Such a one caught up to the third heaven. So he was out of the body. He was in the spirit. All right. He said such a one caught up to the third heaven. All right. What is that? What's the first heaven? All right. The first heaven is our atmosphere on the earth. All right. That's the first heaven. All right. The second heaven, that's talking about outer space. All right. Now the third heaven, that's the spiritual realm. That's what the Most High and His Son Yahushua, the angels, you know, this is where everybody is living. All right, for lack of better words. All right, this is where everybody is residing. You know, and Paul said that he went there. All right, but he went there after he got stoned. All right, and he died. You know, but the Most High sent His Spirit back down. You know, the Most High was like, nope. It wasn't His time yet. All right? That's why it says in Acts 14 and 20, howbeit as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city. All right, so he rose up from that. All right, the Most High sent His Spirit back down so he can get back up. Why? Why did He send Paul's spirit back? All right? Philippians 1 and 23. For I am in straits between two, having a desire to depart and to be with Yahushua, which is far better. So he wanted to be in the spiritual realm, all right. Because when he died, all right, he said it was paradise. He said that basically. Let me go back. 2 Corinthians 12 and 4. Howbeit, it said how that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. All right, so it was paradise unto him. All right, it says. And heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Meaning he couldn't put it in words, but the things that he saw. All right, whatever he seen was just so beautiful. All right, now you go back to Philippians. It said, "For I am in straits between two, having a desire to depart and to be with Yahushua, which is far better. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you." Why? Because he still needed. They still needed Paul. They still needed the information that he had gained in his truth, all right, the knowledge that he had, because he got taught personally by Yahushua, all right, you know. So Paul, he still needed to teach them things, you know. That's why it wasn't his time yet. All right, so the Most High sent His Spirit back down. So the Most High, that these men that stoned Paul, they killed them, all right, but the Most High was not ready for him to be up there in the spiritual realm, all right. So the Most High has to give the say so, you know, on who's gonna die. If the Most High ain't gonna say so, then it ain't gonna happen. That's why Paul rose back up. All right. Another account, Isaiah 31 and 8. In those days was Hezekiah sick unto death, and Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos, came unto him and said unto him, Thus saith Yahweh, set thine house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. All right, so the prophet Isaiah came unto King Hezekiah. I told him he was going to die. All right. It said, set thine house in order, thou shalt die and not live. Get your house in order. Tell everybody, basically get yourself together. All right. You can only imagine what was going on when you heard it. Probably wanted to go tell his son, look, man, you up next. All right. I'm finna die real soon. Telling everybody. All right. So what happened? It said, then Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall, and prayed unto Yahweh, and said, remember now, Yahweh, I beseech thee, I have walked before thee in truth and with a perfect heart, and have done that which is good in thy sight. And Hezekiah wept sore, so he prayed unto the Most High. All right? He was beseeching, begging. All right, he didn't really want to go. He wasn't ready yet. He said, then came Isaiah 38:4. Then came the word of Yahweh to Isaiah, saying, go and say to Hezekiah, thus saith Yahweh, the power of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer, I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will add unto thy days 15 years. So at first, man, this guy, King Hezekiah, man, he was about to die. All right. Then he prayed to the Most High. The Most High was like, you know what? Look, I heard you praying. I heard your prayers. I seen you crying. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and give you 15 more years. Man, that is power. All right, that's power. The Most High can just add years onto your life like that, just from saying it. All right, if he can add, he can definitely take away. That's really all I wanted to get to. That's what I was thinking about. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Hakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations, to the Akim, to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth, the faith, and sincerity. Shalom.